Well, hello, hello. How are
Hey, what's going
you?
on? I'm well. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a minute or two. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Yes. It's been a while since you've seen us, but the mess is still happening on Real Housewives of Potomac, so we're gonna get into it. You ready to talk that stuff?
I love mess. Let's do it.
Yes, yes. So the ladies are still in Austin on Ashley's trip, and she's so excited about Austin. I guess maybe because we're in Texas, we are just like, okay, you chose Austin to,
Austin?
yeah, like out of all the places, that's that. Okay. And then the stuff that okay, I think I could have done the whiskey tasting, but the
Chicken shit?
bingo and all of that, I'm just like, okay. And so her non-melanated side came out on this trip. Very much so. So, remember when Ashley had those paint supplies? They were gonna paint vaginas and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and they never got a chance to. They were like, look, we don't bought these paint supplies. We got to do something with them. So they decide that they're gonna throw Karen a paint party for her birthday. How unique! Like, what were y'all gonna do if y'all had actually gotten a chance to paint the vaginas before? But as they're setting up, Ashley, it's her and Giselle kind of setting up for the party, and Ashley talks about her mom who is still with the guy. Did you remember the guy when they were talking about him? It's like I
I
forgot.
did. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It was. I'd forgotten about him.
yeah, and then I was like, oh yeah, that's right. She was with that no good dude or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And her and Michael at that point were supporting them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't get a taste if they still are because it sounds like if they're getting divorced and Mike, I don't know. To me, like if I'm supporting your mom and we get a divorce, I'm not
Yeah. I'm
about
not
to
gonna
support your
support.
mom.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah,
let that go
so
first.
I don't know it, but she said her mom sounds like they got a new house. She didn't say anything about them having to move in with her or nothing. So I guess they're still doing well. But she claims her mom is much more forgiving than she is. But didn't she? Right. I'm like,
The whole time I was like, girl, you just pathological as your mom.
okay. I'm
It's
just
like,
like, you pretty much did the same thing your mama did, just for a shorter time period.
mm-hmm.
And sound like you still in it. So who knows how long you're gonna be up in that mess. But anyway, yeah,
And
he
that
wasn't.
might even be more dysfunctional than what her mom is doing, like to a certain extent. It's like, who are you? Like, are you even living any type of life outside of Michael? Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. Because remember, well, she tried to do that singing career. No, she trying to be a TikTok star with the move. No, so I don't know what she's doing. Like if Michael did really cut her off, like if she didn't have the kids. I mean, I know Real Housewives of Potomac can get you so far, but I didn't think the check was. I know the check is good, but is it that good for what is her mortgage like $10,000 a month? She said or something.
I wasn't paying attention.
It was something she didn't say it this episode, but she said it maybe in the reunion or something. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens with them. But anyway, so the ladies are at the pool while they're getting ready, and they're split in their separate groups. Um, Mia's discussing the whole shrine thing. I was like, can y'all just let that go? And Robin is Robin is kind of delusional. So she was just like, I hate because the episode that we haven't talked about because we're trying to skip forward, guys. We didn't want to take y'all too far back. But they had the dinner, and from what I can remember, Candace wasn't doing anything to her, and she had something to say to Candace about, because they asked Candace about the lawsuit, and she said, I'm not going to say anything. And then Robin pipes up and was like, oh, so can we get some clarity or something about when we can talk about stuff and when we can't? And then Candace came for her, and all of a sudden she in tears, and she the victim. And so she was just talking about how Candace always brings things back to her, talking about her family. You know, she was like, my family was attacked. This was Robin saying that her family was attacked. And I was like, didn't y'all attack Candace's family all last season? It's almost like they forget what happened. And like, it's like almost like she just doing this out of thin air. I'm just like, if you ain't said nothing, Candace wouldn't have to come for you, and you wouldn't have been all emotional and in tears when you claim you don't care about stuff all the time. But anyway,
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Mr. Juan. Juan this.
What does that got to do with Juan right now?
Okay,
So,
okay.
like, when all of that was going on, I ain't gonna lie, I
Mm-hmm.
did this. I was like, whoa, hold up, wait a minute. Because I thought exactly as you.
Mm-hmm.
I thought exactly as you. Like, everything that you just said, that went through my mind, just like that.
Yeah.
And then I said to myself, yes, that happened about a year ago. But this is happening to Robin right now. So it's fresh on her mind, and it's leading her life. You know what I'm saying?
But it's been happening. So, like, okay, it's happening on the show because it got aired out. But
yeah, but at that time, it's like real life. That's like in the moment. Like she's
and from
like,
my understanding, it was only like 3 months from between when they stopped airing that last episode to, so it's a year for us, but it's not a year for them. It's just a couple more
which
months.
is why I said she was in the moment.
But I guess the reason I brought that up is because it wasn't over for Candace, because y'all just like threw my husband through the mud. He losing contracts and all this kind of stuff still now, you know.
Well, I don't know about and I don't even. Okay, so this is my thing. I don't understand. So he does food, right? How who gives a damn who's cooking the food? Like I don't understand that.
And I don't know. We don't have the facts. Like I don't know if he actually losing contracts, but
or just not finding a job. Because
it could be that he
didn't always have a job while the two of them were together.
And it could, I don't know. What I'm thinking is too possibly. So let's say, like, if I get a caterer, I don't know their business. I'm just like, the food good, I'm gonna get it. But because he's in the spotlight, people know who cooking their food. Like they know it's him cooking their food. Gotcha. So they could be like, okay.
But would they say like, oh, you're a sneaky link, so no, I'm not gonna. I don't know if I would think that. Is what I'm trying to say.
I definitely wouldn't think that. I'd be like, if your food good, you could be sneaky link, whatever. Just cook my food and have it delivered when I'm ready.
Now, I could see whatever hotel that he was working at, those people saying, "Oh no, you can't work here because of everything that happened on the show." Yeah. I could see that happening, but like if he was like doing his own thing, no, I don't understand it.
Yeah. I don't know. But then also too, like any type of that could just cause stress on your marriage in general. Like aside from the money, I can imagine. And to me, Robin's situation with Juan, that was his fault. Like that whole stuff they bring up with Chris was like semi made up. It's just kind of like, come on now, y'all. But in any case, so they on one side, like in the pool, and then Wendy is over there saying that her mom was in the hospital. Like an ambulance had to come pick her up and she was gonna have surgery, and they did a camera scope and everything looks good, but she needs to have surgery, and that's why the stuff Nneka said was triggering to her. And somebody who was saying that she was conflating it. Somebody said that in that I thought somebody said that, but
someone did. I'm just trying to remember who it was.
Was it Candace? It had to be somebody that was with her because everybody wasn't there.
It was Candace.
Yeah, I think it was Candace. So, okay. Because I was just like, okay, hold up, Candace, wait a minute.
But actually, what she said about her mom made all the more sense to me. Mm-hmm. Your mom is going through all of that, and then you talking about my mom, like, nah, that would be triggering for me.
Yeah.
It really would.
Yeah. I definitely get that. But then I did think about it, and it could be the shady producers because they said something like, I don't know what it was, but like her mom, I forgot how they put it, but basically they made it seem like it was like an outpatient scope procedure or something like that. But literally anytime you go to surgery, one of your risks is death. Yeah. Because it's people that go in for little stuff like that and don't make it out. So, but anyway, so I agree. I can see how that was triggering. But anyway, they go to Karen's birthday painting party, and their job was to paint their best Karen. And I guess it kind of fed off of the sketch. We got a Karen, also known as Juan's girlfriend, that looked like Karen last season.
I love the way she teed it up. Which, by the way, I am enjoying their relationship right now. Until it gets rocky, I'm enjoying their relationship because the two of them, they're funny.
Yeah,
they are funny.
And you can tell, I mean, it is did they call it love hate or something? But they always bring it back together, but it's rocky, like you said. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so they're painting their best Karen Huger, and everybody reveals their picture, and literally everybody's is terrible. Like, nobody's was good. But did you have a favorite or
the blue check?
I will say
you want to know why it was, because she wasn't trying to paint Karen. She was really trying to clown Karen. Yeah. But it was cute at the same time. Yes. That's why I liked it.
Yes. And so I did like that one. I don't know what NECA did. That was like, huh? Like, I don't, that was interesting. But anyway, it was good to see the ladies seem to be cordial at the moment. Like, they seem to be getting along. There wasn't any outward. I
don't remember who it was though, but they tried to do like a likeness of Karen, and it wasn't like the best likeness, but it accentuated all the best parts of Karen. Because I don't happen to think that Karen is an attractive one. I don't think she's ugly, but I don't think she's an attractive woman.
Really?
Yeah, no. I don't think she's an attractive one. And it might have a whole lot to do with the faces that she makes.
And I will say, it honestly, I feel like it depends on the wig and the fillers that she's gotten that week. And it's a lot of stuff. Because sometimes I look at Karen, I'm just like, oh my gosh, she's beautiful. And then other times it's like, Karen.
When she was in those confessionals and she had like that blonde wig and it was short, she looked good. She looked good.
Yeah.
But a lot of other stuff that she got on.
Yeah. I liked her at it was last season when she did her little, it was almost like the Karen, I forgot what they called it, but kind of like what Giselle and Robin did, but she did the Karen version of it.
Oh yeah.
And she had this wavy wig on. I thought she was cute in that, in the little outfit. But yeah, it is some that age her and some that just don't fit right. But yeah. So anyway, let's see what else happened. Okay, so the ladies get all wait a minute. Oh, I got Giselle said, can we do lightweight shade? I don't remember that. But
yeah, I remember that.
Okay. What was that?
It was just like in her confessional. She was like, she's cool with Karen and everything, but she's missing the shade. And I think that was just her way of saying she's no longer in the spotlight. And she knows that Karen is how she gets the spotlight. And so that's just me. That's just me.
Okay.
And the light shade is the way to go.
Okay. Because I put a little note. I think that was my personal one talking about, you could do lightweight shade until you start accusing people's husbands of stuff they didn't do. But that was, I couldn't remember the context. But in any case.
You're not going to let that go. You're not going to let that go.
Not until, anyway, because, I'll get to that later. But yeah, I'm not. I remember. I ain't forgot. So the ladies get all dressed up for dinner and a drag show, and I can't really tell. Some ladies are dressed for dinner and the drag show. Some ladies are dressed for dinner, and some ladies are just dressed for the streets. Or maybe the drag show, but they
Wendy.
Like, I'm like, okay, Wendy girl, where you going? But they all look like they going to different places. But so they're at dinner, and of course they've had a great day. So your favorite part, Ashley gonna start some mess. So Ashley starts discussing the car ride home from the from the bingo thing. Oh no, was it dinner after the bingo, wherever they were? And she was like, Candace, you were emotional on the ride home, but basically she's
how you've been acting over the past year doesn't jive with the remorse that you feel right now.
Yeah, how you get emotional when you're bashing your friend on social media, but then you're trying to be remorseful in the car. It just doesn't line up. And so Candace was like, look, you know what? I'm not addressing you anymore. And she was like, you can dismiss me, but the difference is I say it to the group and you say it on the internet. Now, pause here. I do agree that it's true that Messy Ashley will say most of her stuff to the group. I mean, she does say shady stuff in the Twitter. well, I don't follow her on Twitter, but in the confessionals, but everybody does. So that's kind of even across the board. But I feel like Ashley has more allies to feel comfortable saying what she got to say, where I feel like if Candace say what she got to say to the group, which she does sometimes anyway, nobody really has her back. Like, I think Wendy semi has her back, but that's it. And people don't like Wendy. So it's just kind of like, I feel like Twitter is like her safe space to say what she can or say without having to fight back. But anyway, I thought about that.
It's all just so silly. And let me tell you why it's so silly.
So silly.
Okay, so if she and look, okay, so this is my assessment of the situation.
Mhm.
Your girl is just so stubborn, and when I say your girl, I'm talking about Candace. She's just so stubborn. It is clear to me that she wants to be cool with Robin, but she doesn't want to lose a fight. She doesn't want to lose a fight, and she doesn't want to give in. She doesn't want to simply say, "I'm sorry, I did this, I did that, and I'm so sorry, and I am indeed remorseful." It's clear that the girl is remorseful.
Mm-hmm.
That's all she has to do. And then at that point, Robin is just, it might take her some time, but I'm certain that she's gonna say, "Okay, I accept it, and you know what, I did this. I didn't need to chime in. I didn't need to come to the defense of Giselle. I could have just let it stand on its own."
Why can't Robin say that first though? Why does, because what happened with Robin happened before Candace. So why?
So this is the situation. This is the situation for me.
Mm-hmm.
Candace shouldn't have said anything. She should have just been like, that's their business. She could have been talking all that mess with the girls, but she shouldn't have gone out on social media talking about Robin.
Well, wasn't everybody? I thought Karen was on social media. I thought everybody.
The difference was the two of them were actually friends.
But how good of friends were they? I don't know. Like, I feel like they were show friends. I don't know. Like,
the way the two of them talk, they were acting like they were real friends.
Friends outside. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I feel like, I guess, of course, I'm Team Candace because I do agree that she's definitely remorseful and she could be the bigger person. Like, it would have been the bigger person to say, you know what? But the fact that she did reach out, it sounds like she reached out and she called. Like, it didn't seem like, and I don't know the timeline of the social media versus the reaching out. Like, I don't know that time frame, but it does seem like an attempt was made to reach out. And so that could have been her trying to be the bigger person, and Robin never responded. She only wants to respond on TV. And to me, I didn't like, okay, when they were having this altercation, Ashley was being messy and Candace was like, "Look, I'm not talking to you," or whatever. And Wendy was like, "Okay, is there anything, Robin, you want to ask Candace outside of this, whatever?" And Robin says no. Okay. To me, that's fine, but don't say no and then talk to this other person being messy. Like,
but you don't know how much of a time lag there was between the time that she said no and turned around and started talking to your girl.
I mean, what matters what the time lag was? Like, if it was 5 minutes, what's the difference?
What it seemed like to me was in that
it
particular
like it
moment,
happened right away, but it could be good editing. I didn't pay attention to that.
It seemed as if somebody was just like, basically, well, why don't you want to talk about it? I don't want to talk about it because da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And they didn't record, or they didn't show the part where what's the girl, frizzy half white girl? We were just talking
Ashley.
Mm-hmm. That's what it seemed like to me. Right? It seemed like she was like, why don't you want to talk to her about it? And then her response was, I don't want to talk to her about it because of what she does on social media.
Well, she said what she said was unforgivable. Mm-hmm. And Candace was like, well, what did I do? And she was basically like, she wouldn't trash anybody on a public platform. And that's what Candace was asking, like.
And which, by the way, the entire time that Robin was trying to respond to her, Candace started talking over. That lets me know that your girl don't want to. She's like a dog with a bone. She don't want to let go. You don't have to win every argument.
But I do agree. But that's not Candace for sure. I will agree. She, even with her mama, like, that's that's her. She gonna fight to win, even whatever the case. But I don't think Robin's a victim. Like, she does play victim. I do agree with that. And yeah, so of course she walks off. And she said, let me make a blanket statement. None of us should use social media to weaponize each other. And I'm just like, I thought the same thing Candace said when she said that. I was like, but it's okay to weaponize us on the, because not as many people read Twitter that watch the show. So like, I never saw Candace comments. Like, if they didn't show them on the show, I would have never seen Candace comments. But I definitely know all the accusations they made, because more people see that than they see Twitter or whatever. So it's just like, okay, if y'all gonna make an agreement to not bash, people on or weaponize social media, whatever she said, how is that any different, than doing it on the show? Like, anyway, I just feel like that's. Anyway,
I don't think there's any difference. I think what was happening in that moment was Robin was basically giving Candace what Candace had delivered earlier. You remember, and you just said there was a point in time when Candace was asking people not to do whatever it was, and now Robin is asking people. I think what happens is when you're on these shows, you life happens, and you just don't want your friends to air out your dirty business. It's kind of like, hey, it happens on the show. All right, we made our money from it. But at the same time, if we're friends, any type of friends, even if we're associates, right? If you're my associate, I'm not going to dog you out like that. I'm just, even if somebody asks me a question, I'm going to just be like, well, they they got some stuff going on, and I'm certain they're going to work it out. I believe in the two of them. I want them to work it out. I'm whatever. Maybe that's not how they get their money. Maybe they get their money from saying the cruelest things possible.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely gets the ratings going. I guess my big issue is the one situation was real and the situation with Candace was fake. Like, to me, if they were both real situations that they both aired out, it'll be different. Like, it'll be like, okay, hey, he shouldn't, like, your husband shouldn't have been a sneaky link, that type of thing. But like, if you making up stuff and then some real happened and you ain't say nothing, to me, that's my issue. Like, why you get mad over something that really happened when she can get mad because what she said didn't happen at all. That's my issue. But anyway, Robin gets
are you really upset because Giselle? Okay, in my mind, what I'm hearing you say, and please correct me because I'm 9 times out of 10 I'm probably wrong. Giselle saying, I felt whatever kind of way when he came into the room. I don't get the sense that you're saying that you're upset with Giselle for saying that. I get the sense that what you're saying is Giselle was wrong for making the statement that Chris is a sneaky link.
Not only that, but I actually didn't like her making it seem like he had ill intentions in the room. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the fact was that, yeah, they went to that bedroom, and I feel like she may not have felt comfortable, but she made it seem like, not that, it's almost like, okay.
He was trying to make moves.
Yeah, he was trying to make moves. It was something about him, and then he became a sneaky link. It's almost like the facts were, I think the facts were that he was like, okay, I want to talk to you. And they went to her room to talk. Nobody was in there or whatever. And they left. I feel like those were the facts. But she kept adding sauce to it. Like, it was, he made her feel uncomfortable. He was, like he could have done something to her. And then well, she didn't say this, but Ashley's friend made up a whole nother story, and it's just kind of, okay, guys, it's almost like that was their storyline for the season, and it was built on lies when they had an actual real storyline they could have been talking about.
So let me ask you a question. Do you feel that Ashley got her friend to say that, even though it might not have been true, just to advance that particular storyline?
I don't put nothing past Ashley. I feel like she may have. I don't know for a fact, but I wouldn't put that past Ashley because she is messy. And so, her friend could have, I'm speculating, but her friend could have been like, yeah, I saw Chris at the party. He was asking me something, and she was like, "What, girl?" And then, her friend may have started to embellish, or Ashley was like, "Why we say this?"
I think her friend is delusional, but but this is the thing. It sounds to me, it always. Well, I'm not gonna say it always sounded. In retrospect, it sounds to me that Ashley got her friend to say those things. Her friend gets some airtime. She gets some play in the Maryland area. You know how it is, and it advances the storyline. But my real point is, if Ashley did that, is she not as culpable as Giselle?
Oh, absolutely. I don't have a problem with that, but Ashley. To me, okay, if Ashley was the one that had, like, let's say Michael had another, affair, and all of a sudden, like, she was trying to keep it secret, but she going on this storyline, and now she trying to act like, why y'all talking about me on the internet? When it was just like, because you didn't say nothing the whole season, and you was talking about my husband all last season. Like, that's where I'm coming from. It's just kind of like, if that was Ashley's story, like, let's flip Juan to Ashley, then I would feel like, yes, I don't feel like Ashley's innocent in the situation. My thing is, why are you acting like you didn't tell these lies, and then something actually happened with your life, and you kept secret? Not that she should blab it out herself, but don't get mad when the truth come out and people don't talk about it. That was the biggest news ever.
It was the biggest news. But
I can't wait to the episode where he's talking about. She was like, "Can't you do that over the phone?" And he went to the hotel, but we'll see what they talk about next.
Well, we going back to last season. Let's continue.
No, I know that was in the previews for the next episode.
Oh,
did you see that? Don't show that on Paramount.
I rarely watch. Well, by that point, I'm normally like I'm moving around and I'm cleaning.
Well, so somehow they're at something, and Mia and Juan. It's not like most people are there, but Mia and Juan are interacting. Of course, they're editing out and chopping it out, but. He must have said something about paying the bill, and she was just like, "You can't call up there and leave your credit card." And he was like,
"Oh, the hotel?"
Yes, and he was like, "No, I went up there or whatever." She was like,
"Yeah, we all knew that. We all knew that, right, but right. No, it's like we brought that up. I brought that up, in fact.
Yeah, you probably did, because I was like, I didn't feel new, but that might be why we feel like it was last season. But anyway, I guess they're gonna discuss it. I don't know if it's gonna be as juicy as the preview, but in any case, anything else on this? Robin leaves the table. She's full. She's done. She storms off as usual, and Mia was like, yesterday was a lot, and she is not fine. And Karen was like, well, neither one of them are fine. Actually, how can y'all value her one tears over? Yeah. Now I did appreciate that, because it was kind of like, okay, guys, yeah, they're both crying for different reasons, but how are her tears more valuable than Candace's at this point? And then Mia was like, but she's going through a lot of stuff, and we are some basically bad friends to not support her. And Karen was like, Robin has decided that it is okay with her. So what are we supposed to do? So I kind of got that, because Robin is playing like, everything's fine, I don't care about all this stuff. But then when you bring something up, she crying, she in tears, she walking out. So it's like, well, you really do care, because if you didn't care, then you'd be like, whatever, y'all, next subject. Like, yes, my husband went to the hotel and paid for a girl room, and he didn't go up there, and he came back home, and we married. What's next? Whatever. She cared. So anyway, NECA, I'm just like, girl, just go home. She talking about Robin is just looking for Candace to take ownership of something. I'm like, girl, she's really trying for her role. Like, she's really trying. And she's not coming across as likable to me, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, Robin calls Juan. This is your part, right? And she like, I don't have an iPhone. Well, I got an iPad and I got a work iPhone, but on my iPad, if my husband calls me and I don't want to go on FaceTime, I click the thing to take my face off in the audio. Yes. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming it's the same with the phones.
Yeah.
So she calls Juan, and she was just like, what's wrong with your FaceTime? I can't see you. He goes, I don't know. You clicked the audio button. That's what happened. But you know, he was busy. He was like busy at home, folding clothes and doing laundry, you know.
Laundry again, huh?
Right. Earning his keep. You doing laundry at the hotel or doing laundry at the house?
Down the street with your assistant.
That's right. He didn't say where it was. I forgot about that laundromat. Yes. So she tells him, I'm like, girl, why do you keep calling Juan? That they're trying to force her to talk to Candace and all this kind of stuff, and she don't want to. And he was like, listen, you know, to what she has to say, be the bigger person for once. And she did not like that. So she basically was like, bye, and hung up in his face. And she said she can't be the bigger person because she don't like being phony. And she just wanted her husband to listen, which I understand. Like in that situation, it's like, I'm venting to you, just listen. Like basically you the cause of all this, number one. And I'm venting, just listen and be like, babe, it's gonna be okay. Don't worry about her, you know, that type of thing, where he did come across as like, listen to her, be the bigger person for once. It was like he didn't seem very supportive. But
that doesn't seem to be his fallback, just to be fair.
Yeah.
He's just like, boom, you just got to do this.
Yeah. And it could be like a manly thing, like solution, like let's just solve the problem, be the bigger person, get it over.
Definitely, like 100%. You bring a problem to me, my mind just starts running. How can we solve this? How can we solve this? Like that's exactly what I want to do.
And she didn't want and basically hear her out and say, child, yep, and he didn't. So anyway, she said something about, is it phony to be the bigger person, or is that's what I was kind of thinking through.
She's just not ready. She's just not ready.
Yeah.
You know how you can receive what someone is saying, you know what they're saying, but you're not ready to accept it. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't think she's ready to accept it.
Yeah, because I was just like, being the bigger person. But I guess, if you act like you're the bigger person and you're not ready, like you said, that is phony. But if you're like, okay, I'm gonna just be the bigger person in the situation, then, and you actually do it, it's not funny. But anyway, Wendy at the table, she don't care if her husband cheating on her, that's her problem. Pass the peas, pass the mushroom, like she trying to keep eating the scallops, whatever they was eating. So of course Giselle, tries to get her, and Ashley tries.
By the way, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but that is not the first time that she said that, which makes me believe that's exactly how she feels. She's just like, it's over and done. You ask me a question, I'm gonna give you a comment, but in my heart of hearts, I don't care.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. And as she should, because it's almost like, they had the rough season, a couple of seasons. Was it last season too? Well, yeah, I guess last season too, but I guess she's let it go, and she was just like, whatever for her. Let me see. Giselle goes over there. It's almost like they stayed at the table long enough. She claims she was giving her some time, but to get any tea, they gonna go over there. But Giselle goes over there. Floppiana, also known as Mia, goes over there, and then Ashley goes over too. And so they, which was interesting is the advice that Giselle gave her was like, don't talk to her, just leave it alone. Like not leave it alone, but like don't try to reconcile.
Engage.
And Robin was like, I don't want to be in friendship with someone who I have to be perfect according to. She didn't ask you to be perfect. Oh my God. I don't know. Everything she said frustrated me, as you can tell. And so I was like, I don't think Candace is asking for her to be perfect by any means. But Mia.
No, let me tell you what Candace is asking her to do. Let me dog you out and you just sit and take it.
I don't think
that's what that's what Candace is doing.
Do you think if Robin says, Candace, I apologize, you know what, I should not have played any part in the whole stuff that went on with your husband last season, that Candace wouldn't be like, yeah, and I'm sorry for the Twitter stuff, I shouldn't have done that?
Yeah, she wants Robin to do it first. They both want each other to do it first.
Yeah.
But at some point, somebody's got to give in.
Asking her to be a perfect friend.
No, I don't think that's the situation.
I think, like you said, they each want the other person to be the bigger person, and neither one are ready.
I don't. Well, in this particular context, I don't like the bigger person. It's just you piss me off. You piss me off. So at what point are you gonna get over? One of y'all got to get over it first. That's just it.
Yeah. And so I don't know if any getting over is happening this season, especially when like every round something happens, more stuff is said that makes it even worse. Like it doesn't get any better. But Mia's there. Mia's like, you don't have to be perfect. You can be imperfectly flawed or something perfectly, whatever. I'm like, whatever, Mia. So Wendy, let me see. Oh, meanwhile, Wendy's at the table telling Candace that they need to have a private conversation, which I
agree.
I thought too, with just them. And she was like, this was the opportunity for Robin to talk, and she was being
not in front of
that's why I was like, that wasn't the. Even though I don't think Wendy's intent was for it to blow up, I do agree with that. I feel like she had innocent intentions, but this wasn't the time. Because remember, the same trip when Candace and she was in Robin's room, and she was like, "We need to talk." And then it's almost like if they had a chance to talk that night, they may have worked some stuff out. But that night, Giselle being in her ear, and
that night. Right? Because by the next morning, all of a sudden, Robin was just like, "Nah, I'm not trying to hear it." Which to me, that was weird. That was weird. I remember we talked about that. That was weird. How you like all of a sudden you can go to sleep and you can be like, "Nah, I ain't for it." I do agree that she and Giselle talked and said, "Nah, keep this going.
Yeah. Something happened. But in case, we'll see what happens. But they go to I'm gonna skip over the whole lap dance and kiss thing because that was a mess. They leave the restaurant and get in the. Remember, they made a bet to give Karen a lap dance or kiss, like whoever flipped the quarter or something. And so Giselle gave her a lap dance, and Ashley gave her a kiss. She showed it. So anyway, they leave the restaurant.
Which, by the way, Giselle, I'm not saying she got moves, but her body when she did her body looks a whole lot better than I thought it did.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go watch it again because I didn't see it. I mean, I never thought she had a bad body, but it looked like some old lady twerking to me. But
let me find out Giselle crossed in 96.
Oh my God. So they head to the drag show, and they
have you ever been to a drag show?
I have not. Have you? I mean, that don't mean nothing. Yeah, I don't know. I want to be stereotypical.
Of course I've been.
So anyway, so Candace still upset, and she was like, we got to get in these cars right now because I don't want to ride with no raggedy hoes. And then Naka was like, huh? She was like, not you, huh? And Ashley plumps her butt right up in that car.
What did Ashley have on? Can you tell me what she had on?
I don't know what really any of them had on because Robin looked like she was dressed for
a business meeting in pink. A pink business, like you a whole AKA. Come on, girl.
She is an AKA, right? Oh, okay.
No, she a Delta.
Robin is?
Robin is a Delta.
AKA vibes. That's why I can't. You know what? You're right. Oh. Sorry, Sora. You wrong, girl. So maybe Candace needs to apologize.
You see how you flip?
Oh my God. But, I think Ashley really sat in that seat because she was like, well, somebody got to bring back the tea in case they say something. But nothing happened. They get to the drag show. It was like they loving Karen. I don't know if it was planned, but they had on Karen t-shirts and everything. And they all gave their drag names. I did like Candace's. I liked Petty LaBelle. Robin was Green-Eyed Gobbler or something. No. Ashley, I did like Messy Mo Fun because I feel like she is. I don't know if she is funny. She thinks she is, but she definitely is messy. And she tries to have fun. I like Missimo fun. Wendy, Dr. Ladybone Quee Summers. No. Mia, she already had a stage name, so it's Madison. I was like, okay, girl, you better keep that name. NECA, Champagne Vivacious. Giselle, Ginger Pop, no. And I don't think Karen gave one. But anyway, they play little games. And so the host calls them up there and they're going to play a game. So they start off by taking a shot and then they do a runway walk. Now, Wendy goes first. And I mean, it wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst. But I feel like in times like that, just have fun. And NECA was like, and it wasn't like a fun thumbs down. It was like a hater thumbs down. And I'm just like, okay, girl. And then let me see. Ashley,
So I was definitely washing dishes around this point.
Okay. So you didn't miss anything. NECA was awful. Ashley, it was like a TikTok run walk. Seemed like she tried to do a couple of TikTok moves in there. I forgot who else was up there, but Karen won, which honestly, I don't feel like it was. She actually did a decent job. Like she walked normally, but she got on the floor and crawled or whatever, and it was clowning her knees. But
let me tell you, the one I wanted to see, and I stopped for it so I could see it, was Mia.
Oh yeah,
I thought Mia did an excellent job.
I forgot Mia did do good. So yeah, she could have, because they sat down NECA, and was it Ashley?
No, not NECA. It was Wendy.
No, I'm talking about who sat down. Like they sat two.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Was it NECA and Mia? Or NECA and Ashley? I can't remember.
Ashley.
Oh, okay.
Ashley sat down.
And so.
Oh no, Mia did. Mia sat down. She wasn't. Mia wasn't one of the top three.
Okay, because I thought she did a decent job. But anyway, it was Karen's birthday and she won. But I mean, of who's left over there, I feel like she did a decent job. And I was like, I don't know what NECA was like for her to boo Wendy and then get up there and do whatever she did. Like,
she looked stiff. I was like, girl, come on.
It was like, you the youngest. She be popping it and doing it and locking it and everything. But,
I mean, and she could have just shimmied, because of what she had. She could have shimmied, and
yeah. It's like she was doing a hop around. I don't know what that
was. Like a Beyonce. You remember when Beyonce was doing the little shimmy thing?
Oh yeah, she could have done something. I'm like, I know more than that. And she had a couple of glasses of champagne too, so she should have gave a little more. But anyway, so it ended on a semi-positive note with Karen's birthday, triple 20 and or whatever. And we'll kind of talk about what's upcoming with the whole one thing. And Mia, I don't know where they at, but Mia leaves crying about something as well. So
probably a marriage.
Because I think they did. He said something about you been cheating on me and I can't stand for this or something. Her husband said something like that. I didn't quote
in the preview.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I don't know what all is gonna pop off, but it's still good.
Okay.
It's good. Yeah. More mess for you.
Love it. Give me more. How's the season going for you so far?
It's okay. I would give it I guess if I 1 out of 10, a 7 so far.
I would give it a 6.
A 6? Okay. Yeah, because they've had some good episodes, and I feel like the stuff that they're discussing, nothing seems made up. Like it seems, oh no, forget me. NECA. That was like some, Oh,
with the husbands and stuff. I did not like all of that with the husbands.
That and with the shrine stuff. Like, the Facebook stuff and the shrine stuff. Like, I feel like it's some truth to it, but I feel like she added a little more sauce that made it kind of like unbelievable. It's like, because I do believe Wendy's mama may have been like.
So look, somebody tell me about some Africans and they talking about a shrine. I'm gonna think voodoo too. I'm gonna think voodoo. I'm not gonna think Catholic. I didn't even know they were Catholic.
Yeah, this really the first, if I'm not mistaken, the first season I ever heard Wendy mention her
Catholicism.
Yeah. So maybe because they brought up the shrine, they brought that. I don't know. But yeah. But so anyway, I'd give it a 7 because it hasn't been the best season, but it hasn't been the worst either. So but hopefully it gets better with
you know it's got to. It's got to.
So yeah.
Okay. So what are we going to cover tomorrow, Michelle?
Tomorrow we'll be back with Married to Medicine. So the latest episode of Married to Medicine. We'll get into that mess.
Okay. All right.
See y'all then.
Y'all have a good one.